Good evening and welcome to Game On. I'm your host, Mahreen Chenya. We'd love for you to interact with us on the show. Tell us what you think of the show, of course, and what's happening in the world of sport today that you find interesting. You can tweet me at Mahreen_Chenya or the channel at ANN7 TV. Well, let's get straight into the discussion. Let's have a look at your headlines. Proteas are eyeing a third spot in the ICC rankings. Well, staying with rugby and joining me now in studio in full swing in the Currie Cup season is Botha, of course, Blue Bulls rugby flanker. Thank you so much for speaking to us here on ANN7. It's such an honor to have you here, your first time on the show. Yes. Tell us a bit about your Currie Cup season so far. 2 games in, what's it been like?
Yeah, I think it's a very good start. I think it's very important to have a good start in any competition. I think not only the start of the Currie Cup was good, but even the games before they start the campaign.
Is the Blue Bulls in a rebuilding phase? There's obviously a couple of the senior guys that left at the end of the Super Rugby season. Tell us a bit about the new interesting guys that have come through and just the makeup of the team and how you guys have been gelling together as a new team somewhat.
Yeah, I don't like to say we're in a building phase, because normally guys will hide behind that and say, no, that's the reason. All the guys that are there and that's making the debuts this year, it's guys that's been with the Bulls since 2011, 12 and 13.
And I presume the same for you. I mean, you want to keep going into that Super Rugby direction. Obviously, the Bulls are looking for a better performance in one of the biggest competitions in the world.
Yeah, of course. This year wasn't the perfect season. Only perfect season is when you win the Cup. So next year is going to be interesting, especially for the guys that's going to come through, you know, all the guys. And there's a few guys coming back from the World Cup. There's a few guys coming back from Japan. That's going to be interesting. And again, we're going to challenge each other to get the best for the team.
You were under-20 captain. Skalkberger was under-20 captain, Andre Pollard, and they've all successfully made it into the Springbok side. So have you. Are you hoping to maybe get your chance again, maybe in the next 4 years for the next Rugby World Cup?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, every guy wants to be there. I mean, you're not going to play rugby if you don't want to be represent your country, and that's one of the biggest things that's happened to me.
Well, the South African team for this year's World Championship includes riders from the Qhubeka team. Doug Ryder's team is still enjoying successful participation in their maiden Tour de France, and this week they set for yet another historic milestone. Jim will become the first black South African to ride in a Grand Tour.
This week sees the start of the last Grand Tour of the year, and it will be another historic milestone for South African cycling.
Well, joining me on the line via Skype is a man who's certainly making history and taking South African cycling to the next level. It's Jim. Thank you very much for speaking to us here on ANN7. I met you in December last year, and it's so amazing to see how you have matured and now representing South Africa and Africa at the highest level. What does it mean to you to be the first black South African to ride in a Grand Tour?
Thanks for having the show, first of all. And for me to get my first Grand Tour underway this weekend, it means a lot, you know. I mean, like, I've came such a long way from when I started cycling. And
how aggressive is the cycling scene in Europe? But like I said, you obviously started your cycling here in South Africa. I can imagine it's on a totally different level.
Yeah, I mean, like, starting to race in South Africa and racing in Europe, I mean, like, there's a massive difference, you know. I mean, like, in South Africa, you get to do races that are 100 kilometers, and you come to Europe, you have to do races that are 200 to 300 kilometers a race. And
well, now it's time for our Superwoman in Sport, and today it's all about Banyana captain Janine van Wyk.
It means a lot for me to be a woman in sport, you know.
And that's all the sports we have for you on ANN7 on Game On. From me, Mahreen Chenya, and the team. Have a good night.
That's huge.